Hey guys, we're back. Sorry about that. To feel comfortable, like they're just rooming together while they're here instead of a dorm situation. So we try and keep it pretty homey.
Yeah, and this is our living room. This is where we usually chill during our downtime, whether we go on our phones or electronics or laptops or gaming devices. This is where it's all at. It's very chill. And here's the dining room table where we eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we have a rule that we can't be on any electronics when we eat because we must, socialize with everyone eating around us. I think it's a very fair rule.
Will you explain what's on the wall over here?
This is everyone's top strengths. So mine is citizenship, teamwork, loyalty, fairness, justice, capacity to love, appreciation of beauty and excellence, kindness and generosity. And basically, when you first get here, you take a little test of like 150 questions about yourself, and then through that test, you find out your top 5 strengths, and then while you're staying here, you kind of use those strengths to just show the best version of yourself here.
Yeah, and each of the guys meets with our director of well-being, Tina, once a week while they're here. And what do you do during those sessions, Tommy?
We just talk about how our week was and what we need to improve and what bad habits we need to stop doing. And it's overall just an evaluation of the week and how we can make next week better.
But you use the strengths, right? You create goals around each one of your strengths in order to amplify those strengths.
We recognize what we do through our strengths.
Cool.
So, over here is the kitchen. Students here cook twice a week, each of them, and it has to be dinner, and it has to be a protein, a vegetable, and a starch.
What do you guys do for breakfast and lunch?
Breakfast, we just eat our own food that we buy at the store. And I kind of didn't like cooking before I went here, but since I was forced to cook, I actually really like it, and I kind of want to pursue a career in cooking, so this place really helped me find that. And over here is our pantry where we store our food that we buy every week.
Each of the guys gets a stipend for food and personal supplies each week, and then they go to the grocery store, usually on Sundays, right?
Yeah, and we get an $80 budget to spend on food every week. And over here is the mentor's fridge, and over here is the student's fridge that they will be using, freezer, and the stuff that we store. It's pretty full right now. And over there is another bathroom. Toilets in Puerto Rico are pretty weak, especially this one, so you can't really...
You don't need to go into detail about that, yeah. The house has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. Here's everybody hanging out. Hey guys. What are you up to? They're like, could you please wrap this tour up so we can go to the beach and have some fun? We do have all of our young people, they bring their electronics, they have their phones, they can bring computers and iPads from day one. If things get weird, obviously we'll have conversations around appropriate usage, but we feel pretty strongly that young adults technology is a necessary component to life in our society. So learning healthy usage habits is important, right, Tommy?
Yes. Yeah, we're not allowed to, play it all day, but when we have downtime and we're just chilling, then we play it, and it's a great way to just unwind from having a long, busy day of activities. So,
sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's go outside.
All right, let's go outside. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Adios.
All right, so we saw the top view of our backyard from upstairs.
Oh, and here's our dog, Roots. She's about 1 year old. She's very friendly and loves new people. And yeah, she's a good dog.
She is a good dog. Very loving.
And like I said before, here is the pool. Very nice and refreshing. And over here is papaya plants we just got recently. it's pretty nice. It's still growing, but in a few weeks or months, we should be getting some papayas.
Cool.
So,
where's the ping pong table?
Ping pong table is not set up. It's behind that curtain. And over there is a barbecue grill, so you can cook any, meats or have a barbecue here. And we're trying to host a lot of parties and, have a barbecue grill and invite a bunch of friends over.
Yeah, and we're having one on Tuesday. We have some educational consultants visiting this week and some other friends. So that's why we don't have the ping pong table, and that's why we have all these chairs and tables right now. But Tommy, can you come sit with me over? And you can just share as much as you want about who you are and what brought you here and your experience at Point School so far.
Okay, yeah, so before I came to Point School, I was pretty lazy. I didn't really do a lot. I was kind of a couch potato. And so and my life was pretty boring, so I figured that I needed to add some excitement to my life, and this sounded pretty fun. It was in Puerto Rico, and it just seemed like a perfect place for me because I struggled a lot with anxiety, and I needed to get out of my house. So I'm like, all right, Puerto Rico, that sounds fun. This could really help me become more mature and lead me to adulthood, and so I did, and it was pretty hard my first few weeks adjusting to this new life, but once I did, it was amazing. I started to feel good about myself and become more responsible and independent, and it's hard at first, but it's all worth it in the end after about a few weeks here, and so far I'm loving it. I'm loving how much I'm growing, and yeah, it was definitely worth coming here.
What have been some of your favorite activities?
Some of my favorite activities, surfing was one thing. I've surfed before I came here, and being here just made me a whole lot better at it. Another favorite activity is salsa dancing. I mean, like I said before, I thought it was ridiculous and stupid, but people love it, girls love it, and you're gonna get a lot of friends by doing it. Another thing I like doing here is basket weaving out of coconut leaves. One of our mentors has done it before in the past, and he's teaching me. You basically make hats out of coconut leaves or baskets or animals. It's pretty cool. And there's plenty more activities here. You just have to ask your mentors, and they will do their best to try to get what you want and try to do what you want to do. That's what I love about this place, because doing that, it's just it just makes this place a place for everyone to grow and have fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no
you can go back inside if you want. And I feel like I was being pretty scattered earlier, so I just wanted to go back over the structure of the program again and what Tommy was saying and how we can really individualize our program to meet each young man's needs is because we keep it really small intentionally. We have 6 to 8 young men at a time, and we want to keep it that way so that we can focus on each young man's character strengths and how to develop and implement those strength goals that they make with our director of well-being each week, and bring a common language around their strengths and validating those strengths in the moment as they're using them so that they can become aware of how they're using them and how it benefits them in success. So when they go home, they can then use their strengths to emerge into adulthood successfully. So I just wanted to go over the general overview of the program again. We're a hybrid gap year program for young adults 18 to 22. We have all of the traditional components of a gap year. So we do cultural and Spanish immersion. They're doing formal classroom settings, and then they're practicing their Spanish out in the communities, grocery shopping, going to youth group, hanging out with the college students, that kind of thing. They're going on cultural immersion trips. So we contract with a number of different community members to teach them about the island's history, teach them about the native people that lived here. Way back when, we go to street fairs and salsa dancing. As soon as Tommy feels comfortable with his lessons here at the house, they'll go to amateur night at one of the local establishments in town. Cultural immersion. So island activities, all of our young men are able to get scuba certified. Some of them decide that that's not what they feel passionate about for activities and choose to pursue something different, and that's okay, but all of them have the opportunity to become scuba certified and up into a master diver. They all learn how to surf and scuba dive, and we can do some sailing. We have our original Point School guy has moved out of the house. He's living in his own apartment in the town of Isabella, and is working towards his captaincy license in sailing, but is still very much a part of our family here, and he's going to be teaching some kite surfing lessons with our young men, which is cool because it's like taking the next step, right? He did the program, he came back and is now mentoring and using his leadership skills for his peers that came in after him, and his top character strength was leadership. So that's another amazing way that we can integrate character strength development into our program. But we really want them to explore and experience all of the different activities that the island has to offer, and then choose one or two that they really feel drawn to, that they have experienced some flow from and feel fulfillment and joy, so that they can, and then gain competency and mastery around those activities so that they can build their confidence, build their self-efficacy, build self-determination, bring some intrinsic motivation into their lives. A lot of our young men, like Tommy was saying, they're just not motivated to do much, so it's hard to find a direction in life when you're not feeling excited about anything. So drawing out that excitement, finding something that you're passionate about, and then translating it to other aspects of your life, like their volunteer opportunities. Those volunteer opportunities will hopefully then translate into some intrinsic motivation around the professional or academic aspects of their lives. Two different routes for volunteering. We want one pathway to be really intentional around some professional or academic goals that they have. We want to make sure that they're doing some skill and resume development in those professional areas, and also some interest evaluation. Am I really interested in this field? If I am interested, I'm going to try my hand at it and see if it's a good fit. Again, building that intrinsic motivation. If I'm excited about my college classes, I'm going to go to class, right? And then also bringing their strengths into it. What are my top 5 strengths? How would they apply to the career that I'm interested in? What could I bring the table to a staff team? Those kind of discussions. So those are the 3 more traditional components of a gap year program: cultural and language immersion, activities, and volunteer experience. And then on top of all of that, we do the positive self-discovery. So we want our young men to build their confidence, build their self-efficacy, build their determination and their intrinsic motivation. We want them to find something that brings them joy and fulfillment in their lives so they can strive towards it. And we want to help keep that momentum up as they're transitioning out of our program as well. So we want Point School Puerto Rico to be this phenomenal experience that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. They came and lived in Puerto Rico. They were immersed in the community and the culture. They had a really fun time. They learned how to surf and did all of these really cool, fun things. But we want to translate it to a successful emergence into adulthood. So their last 3 or so months while they're with us, we're going to help them create a life plan. Who am I and where do I want to go from here? What do I want my next steps to be? So hopefully as they're leaving, they're thinking about, are we applying back into college or university? Are we helping with the deferment process if they've deferred to come here for a year? Are we helping them set up healthy living situations, summer jobs, part-time jobs as they're in community college, things like that? Anything that they need to set up before that they leave us so that they can transition successfully and keep the momentum and the intrinsic motivation that we've built as we've gone through the process at Point School Puerto Rico. Let me think if I'm missing anything. I feel like it's been a little bit of a whirlwind around the house, and you got to talk to some students, and you got to meet Sweet Roots, who's still lying under me. We talked about transition and all of the applications of a traditional gap year versus the hybrid gap year that we're doing. I do want to say a little bit about the different avenues of clientele that we accept at Point School. We're seeing that we're getting 2 different types of populations. One is a population who hasn't done any sort of intensive clinical therapeutic experience, but they're still feeling very stuck and struggling with some anxiety and depression, or some low self-esteem, geared around having a learning disorder, not finding their people in high school, things that happen in life, no major traumas, but things that just happen that take a toll on your emotional well-being. And then we have a different population who have gone through a clinical experience like wilderness therapy or a different short-term intensive, and have really made excellent strides in their therapeutic process and have come out on the other side as leaders of their wilderness groups, have just really opened up themselves to vulnerability. And we ask them to, when they come here, to continue on that vulnerability, so that they can get to know their new healthy selves. When you go through an intensive clinical experience, you're a different person on the other side. You don't necessarily need more intensive therapeutic experience, some people, but you need time and an opportunity to get to know your new healthy self and how you fit into society now, because it's going to be different than when you left it before wilderness therapy or something along those lines. So coming here and taking some time for yourself, focusing on your well-being, focusing on establishing healthy lifestyle choices like going to bed at an appropriate time and waking up at an appropriate time to make yourself feel like you have more energy or feel more successful with being prepared for the day, wrapping your head around how to cook a healthy meal, organize a schedule, get to your volunteer opportunity on time, all of these things that you didn't really think about before. So I wish that you were a live audience so I could ask questions. I didn't see any pop up, but I know that our service has come in and out. So if you have any questions, or if you watch this after it's posted on our website, you can always just Facebook message the page. If you have my contact information, please call or email me. Our website is on our Facebook page, so you can go to our website and my contact information is there, and you can learn more about our process, the intention behind our model. But really, Point School Puerto Rico is focused on the well-being of our young men and how to increase and amplify that well-being through strength development, and in this beautiful location where they can have fun and explore their identity, all in a really safe and supportive manner. So thank you for joining us. I'm sorry again for those technical issues. I feel so grateful to be a part of this community, and the fact that we're at our 1-year anniversary already is just, my heart is swelling. So thank you for being here, and let me know if you have any questions. See you guys later.